Everybody, this is Don and Dan from The Clinical Trials Guru. Again, that website is www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. And we're on the phone today with Lisa Henderson. And Lisa is from Applied Clinical Trials. And I'm going to let Lisa take over from here. And Lisa's going to introduce herself, what her position is, and talk a little bit about her company. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Don. Hi, Dan. How are you?
We're doing great.
Good. Thanks for having me here today.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. So I'm the editor for Applied Clinical Trials, and we are a peer-reviewed publication that covers Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3 clinical trials. So as a publishing company, we also have a website, so it's the same as the publication title. It's www.appliedclinicaltrialsonline.com. So, of course, every publishing venture has an ancillary website, and that is where we post all of our articles and news.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry, go ahead. Now, on a lot of the newsletters and the type of news that you bring forward, is this aimed at the just the professional? Is it aimed at professionals and the non-professionals?
No, it is. I mean, the magazine itself is a business-to-business publication, so it's a controlled circulation that goes to 18,250 individuals that have to qualify based on their professional status. So it's all professionals. The website, of course, can be accessed by anyone, but all the content is geared toward people who know and understand clinical trials and are looking for more information in the whole horizontal chain, because we cover everything from labs to and those needs such as imaging or cardiac safety tests, and to information technology, which is broad. You know, that can be e-clinical solutions or databases, to regulatory issues, which of course we know are vast in this area, both the FDA and globally. Other issues are related to specific needs of clinical trials in certain therapeutic areas. You know, for example, there's challenges in oncology, challenges to pediatric trials, and we also have articles that have to do with challenges at the investigative site, which are many. So the articles are written, as I mentioned, the peer-reviewed articles are written by people, the professionals in the industry. They're submitted to us, and then they go through an extensive review process by our editorial advisory board, and that board is comprised of clinical trial professionals themselves. So you're having your articles reviewed by your peers and colleagues and offering suggestions to improve the content or to explain it more fully. It's usually a really productive process for the authors to go through.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. So let's say I'm a PI at an investigational site, and I have something that I want to share with my peers. Then I can write that article, contact your organization, and you guys will obviously review it to make sure that it's appropriate, correct? And then from that point, you make a decision whether you're going to put it out as a publication.
Right. Then it would be published. It would go through that review process and be published in Applied Clinical Trials, and then would also automatically go online. You know, we're not restricted content-wise. Our article, you know how sometimes when you go to a magazine website, it's restricted to subscribers. We don't do that, so anyone can access our articles. I think it's a really good resource for people that want to learn more about the industry. Yes.
Okay, and you cover all disciplines, everything from cancer to CNS trials to HIV to doesn't matter?
Yeah, I mean, we will get into articles that have specific challenges in those areas, but it's not like what's the difference? We don't write about phase results in each of those trials. If that makes sense. We do have a section on our website that's fed from PR Newswire that will cover specific results from specific trials, but we're more into the conduct of the trial. So if there's a, for example, in oncology, the challenge is to get people to enroll in a trial, or the challenges are to the trial design, the things that can keep someone from enrolling in a trial because the protocol is so difficult for people to enroll. The things that they have to do to meet those protocols can be a challenge. If that makes sense, I hope.
Yeah, no, it does make sense.
Okay.
Yeah, Lisa, this is Dan here. Let's talk a little bit about yourself before we come back to applied clinical trials. How did you get started? How does someone like yourself get this position, and what unique perspectives do you have in the clinical trial space?
Well, I have a degree in journalism, so I've been pretty much involved in business-to-business publishing since I started, but I consider myself pretty fortunate because I started in an information technology publication, so that gave me a really good understanding of how companies, use software or different client server systems and that kind of thing. And then I moved into managed care. So then that gave me a pretty good background of diseases, disease state management, and how, the benefits and pharmacy, PBMs and formularies work, which, feeds into some aspects of pharmaceutical companies, and then in the back end on clinical trials. And then I was fortunate to work under Ken Getz at CenterWatch, and then I got this position. So,
okay. Oh, so you came from CenterWatch before?
Yes, I worked for CenterWatch for a couple of years. Yeah, back in early 2000, late 90s. Yeah, late 1990s. Yeah.
Okay. That's when they were owned by Reuters, right?
Right before that. No, you're right. Yeah, Ken still ran it, and then it was owned by Thompson.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now he bought it back again, so.
Yeah, no, I'm just reading the blog here, your blog, Applied Clinical Trials. And so you guys have all kinds of content here that is free. As far as your revenue streams, you guys have the something similar to the monthly newsletters? Is that what you guys have to offer to the research sites?
For Applied Clinical Trials, our e-newsletter is called ACT Direct, and that goes out 2 times a month.
Okay.
That's not specific to the sites. That is for everyone. That's more of it contains links to the news developments, and it usually has a podcast interview that's conducted with somebody in the industry.
Okay, and then you guys also, I did not realize, I've heard of the Site Solutions Summit. Now, are you guys in charge of that? Is that...
No.
Isn't that funded by Quintiles?
Site Solutions Summit, I think that's RX Trials. That's not Quintiles.
Okay.
That's,
is that the one that's taking place in October?
yeah, it's supposed to be really attended. And is that under our event section?
Yeah, it's out under the event section.
Yeah. So we just list everybody's events. They send it in to us, and we post it for them under our events section as a resource. Again, we're trying to serve as a central resource of information in clinical trials. So we include a lot of events that are sponsored either by individual companies or from, societies and everything, as well as news that people send in to us or that we find, and the articles that we have.
Okay. Now, you recently wrote about biotech and, I guess, the future of biotech in clinical trials. Can you kind of expand on that a little?
Yeah, that's interesting because right before that I was also writing something else. But, I've spoken to a few people, obviously, this year, as part of what I do. But there's a lot of attention on the biotech, not And because when the market crashed and they were pretty hit hard, there was a lot of concern there. But now everybody's looking at them as like the new area of growth for clinical trials. So basically the reason behind that is because before the crash, everybody, and when I say everybody, I mean investors and pharmaceutical companies are looking for new compounds and looking for the next blockbuster. Well, now pretty much everybody has realized there's not going to be a next new blockbuster, but they do need more compounds, obviously, since pharmaceutical companies have slashed their R&D budgets and they need to get things into their own pipeline to market, but they're more hesitant to take things that haven't been thoroughly gone through a very good clinical trial, gone through good phase 1, phase 2, maybe late phase 2 programs, so they're hesitant to just take the compounds on themselves, whereas before that was just what they would do. So the biotechs are now finding that they have to do more stringent examination, better trials, and very on point and targeted safety and efficacy in their phase 1 and phase 2 before they're able to sell it, because they're under such scrutiny. So that area, of course, if they don't know what they're doing in clinical trials, they need to look to either CROs and other third-party experts so that they can gain that expertise, because their expertise is in the science, not necessarily in the conduct of the trial and getting that compound to market, what they need to do, so to get it approved. So that's interesting. Mm-hmm. That's what that's about. And there's going to be a lot more about that topic as I think particularly into next year.
Yeah, and somewhat related to that topic is, or maybe not, is the consolidation of some of the CROs. Do you have any information as to why that's going on? I know INC recently acquired Kendall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just actually, there'll be a podcast in our September 15th e-newsletter from the CEO of INC Research, and I spoke to him about that same topic, not only about their acquisition strategy, but his thoughts on the industry. And I spoke, there is a lot of consolidation, and most people see that as it seems as a response to the consolidation among the pharmaceutical companies. So it's they're consolidating because the CROs are consolidating because they believe that these companies, the pharmaceutical companies, need larger, outsourced organizations that can handle the global need to test the products, all over the world, because that's what they're going to market them. So they need to have clinical trials and testing there. So that's one view of that market.
Yeah, and for those of you who are curious, who are watching this interview right now, Applied Clinical Trials has an excellent podcast, and it's actually free. So are all of your podcasts free of charge, or do you guys charge for some of them? How does that work?
No, we don't. I mean, the one, that's a good point. The ones, if you scroll down on our website, some are sponsored, which means that the vendors have paid for it. The others are ones that I just do because, somebody contacts me and they have an interesting idea, and then I'll interview them for that.
I see.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Those are, I'll definitely be checking those out in the time being, and I encourage the rest of the viewers out there to do the same. Lisa, if you were comfortable talking about this, I don't know if you are able to, but I'm curious as to, and I'm sure some of our audience is curious about different ways that applied clinical trials earns revenue. Is it similar to other brands such as CenterWatch, or do you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we're all, publishing. We sell Well, because we're a B2B, business to business, we're supported by advertising in the print side. So if you look through the magazine, as I said, it's controlled circulation. That's distributed free to the people that qualify. So, but if you look through the magazine itself, there's the advertisements. Now, and of course on the website, as you go through it, you'll see that there's ads and banner ads, and that's
Well,
their feed. And they're also listed as advertisements, so that's the revenue. I mean, we're privately owned, so.
Okay.
So Lisa, then, if I could say your competitors would be companies like CenterWatch, Fierce Biotech.
Fierce, yes.
I have a question pertaining to that. Then, what makes your applied clinical trials different than those two? I know it sounds like I'm interviewing you for a job here.
No, that's okay. No, I think we're different because we do have. First off, we've been around for 20 years. So in 2012, it'll be the 20th anniversary that they've been publishing in this space. So I think that's one thing that separates us. The other thing is the peer-reviewed articles, having the authoritative information that isn't just, what Fierce and what CenterWatch do is more original reporting and market research, which is great. Everybody needs that original reporting, and but we have that extra level of insight and overview than others. I think everybody they have their strengths and we have ours.
Well, we're looking at your website, and it looks like you're at DIA. There's a picture of a gentleman and a lady standing together. Would it happen to be you?
I don't know.
No, I think it was.
Which picture?
This is on the Facebook fan page. I think it's a lady named Hope.
Oh, she's in our sales department.
Oh, okay.
She's our East Coast sales manager. She's wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah, we were just checking out the Facebook fan page.
Well, how would if someone wanted to get a publication through your company, how would they contact you?
If they wanted to write something?
Yes.
They can just email me or give me a call. So or you can put my email on there. It's lhenderson@advancedstar.com.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
And
that'd be great.
And if they want to see your website, it's www.appliedclinicaltrials, right?
Online.
Online, okay.
Yeah. We had to do the online because somebody already bought the other one. Yeah.
Now, Lisa, one more topic here, because it's popular, is social media. And I guess pharma and clinical trial companies utilizing social media both to recruit study participants as well as establishing their business-to-business relationships. Do you have any thoughts on that? Is there are they hesitant to, because I know a lot of the pharma companies pulled their Facebook fan pages,
right,
and some are not allowing comments, or there was the whole issue there.
Right.
Do you see this as an issue that is going to have to eventually be resolved, or is pharma going to ignore this social media?
Personally, I mean, in the two separate things. Like for the recruiting and the subject recruitment, they're not having any issues with that, and it is a more acceptable way of reaching people for that service. The other part of it is, that's on the post-marketing side, or for what's the right thing? Adverse events and that kind of thing, things that they can't control for the pharmaceutical companies, and that's why they're why they shut those sites up. They don't like, to talk. They just don't like that.
Yeah, it's inherently something that they're not historically comfortable with.
Right.
So that's that's gonna have to somehow be translated into this new digital era that we're in.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and they're all like waiting for FDA to come out with guidance so that they don't do anything wrong. And
yes,
you understand that that's their corporate kind of culture, but I think you're correct that it may need to change in the future.
and even at the lower level with some of the investigational sites, you find it with some of the doctors too. They're so nervous about some of this information and stuff being out on the computer or going on Facebook or even just going on being quoted certain things. They're afraid that if they say the wrong thing, it's going to come back and bite them later on.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good blogs and Twitter out there, definitely in this space. I think that everybody's still trying to figure out how to do it. Like you said, for business to business and getting partners and that kind of thing. I still think it's not yet there. Everybody's still trying it out. They don't know yet what the best strategy is. So it's a learning curve right now.
Yeah, and I'm here on the website, on your guys' website, and I clicked on the articles for the sites because that's what I would be interested in. And there's just a wealth of articles here. Are those articles crowdsourced, or are they published by employees of Applied?
Which ones? Where are you at? Like under magazine? And then
under the sites, and then I clicked on I clicked on the sites tab, and then I clicked on search articles by category, so I clicked on patient recruitment.
Okay.
And yeah, like I said, there's tons of these articles, which I encourage anyone who's in the industry to check it out and look at what would apply to you. But are these applied journalists, or are they just crowdsourced by experts?
These are all tagged. That when we do the search engine optimization process, so they're all tagged to certain categories. So these were tagged here. But if you click on them, some of them it's a mix of news and articles. So, for example, ones that don't have an author listed are most likely posted into the news section. Others where they have the date and the author and a short explanation are actually columns or articles that went through peer review.
Yes, I see. I see one with by Kenneth A. Getz.
Mm-hmm.
Conversation with study volunteers.
Right, so Ken writes a column for us.
I see.
Clinical insight, clinical trials insights. So, and the others are peer review. Yeah, telling you, it's an excellent resource.
It is. It's very deep. I'm surprised how deep it goes because when you go to the homepage, you see these different tabs, and of course things on the side as well. And each one of those, when you click it, there's like sub-menus to click on many more. Mm-hmm. So there you can go as deep as you want into this website, which is a fantastic resource for anyone in the industry. I know specifically the research sites because that's what I do. But CROs and sponsors, I'm sure they find some value out of this. Have you guys received any feedback from CROs telling you that the articles have helped them, or is it just something that
I do get emails from people that they like articles or they want more information on topics, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Beautiful.
We'll have to, I must admit, I only recently heard of you guys, so I'm going to be a new reader for the sites, and Don as well.
Actually, I had already done it. Actually, even before because I know we had some brief contact back in July, but like I said, Dan and I both were in and out on vacation, and one thought the other one was contacting you, and we kind of got lost in the mix, and you get back to work, and just like you did today, you just get caught up in that whirlwind, and Dan looked up one day and said, "Hey, did you ever talk to those people from clinical trials?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, we kind of forgot, but we're glad we didn't because I'm sure there's others out there who maybe have not heard of you guys, and I encourage you guys to definitely check it out. And if you want to subscribe, now how much is the magazine?
Well, you can qualify for it for free.
Oh, okay.
Or you can sign up for the digital version.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And that's available on the website too, or they email it to you. Where is that? Under subscribe.
Yeah.
Top of the page, yeah.
Now,
yeah.
Yeah. I have a question for you that's kind of been on my mind now. Did we contact you or did you contact us?
I think we're on, was it Twitter?
So maybe
And then,
Okay.
yeah, I forget.
Okay.
There's so many platforms these days that it's hard to keep track of which one you got a hold of someone. But yeah, nonetheless, we're glad we ran across you guys, and we'll be readers. So thank you.
And I have been a viewer, so there you go.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate that. And we'll be uploading this to YouTube before it goes onto our site.
Okay.
Hey, Lisa, thank you very much for your time, and keep up the great work. We like what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
You're absolutely welcome.
All right, take care.
All right, you too.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, everybody. This is Don and Don and Dan. We just finished talking to Lisa Henderson, the editor with Applied Clinical Trials. And we're going to be signing off here. You can reach us at www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Thanks.